in big trouble.
And if you're in the mood for clubbing this Friday or Saturday, we'll tell you about the hot spots in town at 11.
The clearly superior choice when searching for a new mattress is Kronheim Sleep Comfort Centers, with the best of everything from Serta and Therapeutic, any size, one low price, starting at just $88 each piece. Every Serta Perfect Sleeper, every Therapeutic Premium, any size, one price. Plus, free express delivery, free disposal of old bedding, free comfort trial, and 30-day price protection guarantee, with nothing to pay for 6 months. Any size, one low price, through Monday in the Sleep Comfort Centers at Kronheim's.
Join the Cleveland Indians and Sports Radio WKNR for Wahoo Winterfest, presented by Stop and Shop February 3rd and 4th at the CSU Convocation Center. Match your baseball skills with your favorite Indians in a variety of interactive games, participate in clinics with Tribe coaches, seminars with front office execs, and get an autograph from Mike Hargrove, Charles Nagy, Jim Thome, and many more. Tickets are only $10 with $2 off discount coupons available at area Stop and Shops. Ticket availability is limited, so don't delay.
Emmett Miller, weeknights on 19 News CBS.
She was very weak yesterday.
It's been 8 days since they were separated.
She was very animated.
The twins are alike in every way but one.
Oh, have you seen her? She's holding on.
Lucy is healing.
She's got a grip, I'll tell you.
Millie is not.
They take films?
Yeah, the X-rays coming up. Yeah, I want to get one this morning.
When you compare Millie to Lucy, one can't help but be concerned because they're not running exactly neck and neck in this race.
Okay.
Millie's lungs aren't working properly, and no one knows why.
There isn't a good clinical explanation as to why Millie's had this turn for the worse.
Dr. Stylianos, the surgeon, wants to open Millie up to see if there's an infection.
No, I don't think there's an alternative because she's been...
But Dr. Howard Zucker, head of intensive care, fears more surgery will be too traumatic for this tiny body.
There's an alternative.
Okay.
In the end, they go for surgery.
When things are bad like this, you want to find something because then you can fix that and turn things around.
This is where the decisions become very hard. This is where there's no right or wrong in medicine, and it ends up being a joint discussion of what one thinks is the best way to go.
My love. Love you.
We will pray to God that He puts His almighty hands on the surgeons so they can discover what is the problem and Millie can get better fast.
Everything looks fine in there and very healthy inside. So she remains a mystery.
We're going to go down this way, Thomas, please.
3 hours later, the surgery is over. But the mystery is not. The surgeons cannot find an explanation for Millie's diseased lungs.
Now it's a full court press on the lungs. There's simply nowhere else to look. It certainly would have been better for Millie if we found some pocket of infection that could have made a big difference to her. She is in really good shape, except her one problem is the most important problem. Now all of the treatments are going to focus in on her lungs. So many people are spending a lot of time trying to get her well, and when all of that effort is not immediately rewarded, there's always a disappointment, frustration. You just keep searching.
If Dr. Stylianos is frustrated, so are more than 50 doctors and nurses working to save the girls. It's a huge commitment of resources for a big city medical center struggling to stay financially afloat.
The key issue was we were the only hospital in the world that could provide this service, and it was an opportunity to save 2 lives.
Dr. William Speck, the head of the Presbyterian Hospital, says surgeons donated their services. The other charges, he says, will be covered by a $500,000 charitable endowment, although he admits costs could exceed that number.
You take all of that money for 2 babies.
Yeah, why not? I mean, society is judged on what they do for the very young and the very old, and hospitals should be judged the same way.
But if you take all of this money, all this endowment, and give it to these 2 babies, right, does that mean there will be other children who don't get those beds, who don't get the medical care?
It may be. I mean, there's not a lot of those kind of cases. I mean, we're not in the business of taking sick children from around the world who don't have medical care and providing that care at this hospital. But if we can provide a unique service that is not available anyplace else, and which generally is life-saving, we'll do it.
Major hospitals like this have a long tradition of giving free medical care to children from foreign countries. But times have changed. Today, with a combined cost of Millie and Lucy averaging between $8,000 and $11,000 every single day, critics are wondering, can we afford to do this anymore?
The problem is, if we do for Lucy and Millie, then we cannot do for others.
Dr. Michael Rhee is a trauma-intensive care physician at the University of Kentucky's Chandler Medical Center.
We are pink-slipping the doctors and nurses of this country at a ferocious rate. There is tremendous concern that the hospitals continue to be able to provide adequate care. I'm not even talking about the best care anymore. And then when we put a lot of money into something as heroic as the separation of Siamese twins, it gives an image, even if you have those private funds, of being a poor steward of society's limited resources. The fact that we might be technically able to do it does not give us a moral imperative to do it.
Tell that to Dr. Howard Zucker, who runs a unit where Millie and Lucy are fighting for their lives.
And a lot of times people will ask that question, maybe we shouldn't be doing this. But I would ask those people to walk up to the mother of these twins and say, I'm sorry, I know that we have surgeons, and physicians who can do something to help these two children, but we're not going to do it. We're not going to take them. And tell that family. I don't think that anyone is going to be able to do that very easily, because I couldn't do that.
But the effort and the cost to save these girls continue to escalate. Just days after her second operation, Millie is not responding to treatment.
All right, now where's the nitro hooked up to?
There is only one hope to save her, an artificial lung machine called ECMO.
The goal is to try to see if we can rest her lungs and have them heal, and this is pushing technology and pushing the limits of what we can do. Her blood pressure's fine, her heart rate's fine.
She's stable right now when she's on the machine.
Is it fair to say ECMO is the last resort?
Pretty much, yes.
The roughest part is not to be able to explain to her mother what's wrong with her. Really, in the last few days, it just simply is not clear to us why she is so ill.
But on the other side of the unit, there is reason to celebrate. Lucy continues to improve.
We took out the breathing tube, so now Lucy is breathing on her own, which is very, very promising. She looks good. She looks really good. She looks real pleased, I know.
Did you need this?
Oh, personally? Yeah, I think everybody needed it.
A Parma family takes to the streets looking for their missing son. He went to the library and then never came back. The story on 19 News at 11.
Last year, nearly 8 million people had their lives turned upside down by unemployment. Hate to say it, but that's life. We're the first company that allows unemployed clients greater access to their annuity without a penalty. And that can help a lot until things get straightened out. That's New York Life, the company you keep.
Kids love Campbell's chicken noodle soup.
Pass it down.
And ever since we added more chicken,
Not hard at all.
there's been even more to go around.
I never knew there was chicken in this soup.
Campbell's.
Better.
The votes are in. Leaving Las Vegas is the winner of the Best Picture of the Year. Winner, Best Actress of the Year. And Nicolas Cage is the Golden Globe winner, Best Actor of the Year. Leaving Las Vegas, a love story, rated R. Now playing at select theaters. Announcing a powerful breakthrough of incredible proportions. Incredibly small proportions. New Actron, a powerful pain reliever with ketoprofen.
finally available without a prescription. Actron is so powerful, just 12.5 milligrams are as effective as 200 milligrams of Advil or 650 milligrams of Tylenol for headaches and body pain. New Actron, the pain reliever that's so small because it's so powerful.
"34 days have passed since the twins were separated.
We gave her the best shot we could give her.
Millie's lungs are continuing to fail, and there is little more the doctors can do.
And now we're beginning to see very serious problems from the ECMO itself.
ECMO, the artificial lung machine, is beginning to harm Millie more than help her.
We've had bleeding, we've had evidence of low platelets.